everybody? What up, everybody? Let me get to the spot. Oh, all right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Shout out to my Sun Devil Nation. See, look back there. Arizona State University. Yes, I am an alumni. And they had a great win. Congratulations, Herm Edwards, for getting the team off to a good start. Hopefully optimistic, but cautious. I guess cautiously optimistic as well. All right, I want to rock, the glasses, give myself a little intellectual look. We are at chapter 8. This is the last video of chapter 8. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible so we can move on to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, get through with the book, and then start really getting into some very specific videos as far as different content, leadership, and different things like that. Some targeting the sports, because I will be talking to some. I'm bringing this into existence. I will be talking to some NFL teams. I'm going to be talking to probably a lot more Major League Baseball teams in spring training. I'm going to be talking to some college teams, specifically college baseball, college basketball, college football. I'm going to be going into prisons talking. I'm going to be talking to some corporate sales groups. I'm going to be hitting them all real soon. Not real soon, but in 2019, I'm going to be all over the place. So, but again, shout out to Herm Edwards and U of A. My glasses, I only need them for distance, so I use them when I drive or when, but anytime I'm inside or doing something close, I take them off. So anytime I'm behind the wheel or I'm out maybe having a look at something in the distance, I will have the glasses on. All right, so again, this is the final video for chapter 8. I think a little crooked there. All right, so we're going to get to this. All right. So this talks specifically about in chapter 8. Again, chapter 8 is just a beautiful, powerful chapter, because what I want to talk specifically about, let me take these off because I don't need them inside, but I will keep my ASU on, rocking the ASU. See, come on, camera. Get I don't have the glasses on, so get with the program. Stay focused. All right. This talks specifically about taking a moment before you make a decision. Because what I've found out in my life, that there's very few decisions that require me to make an immediate decision. Okay? And that's typically a life or death decision. And I even joke, I said, if my mom or dad were to pass away, there's like 2 or 3 days that they need to get the body together and all the other stuff like that. So as I get the news, why am I going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off? I'm going to call the airline, get a flight, or I'm going to get the information from home. Okay, so what are the plans? What's going on? How soon do I need to be there? See, I'll ask all these questions and then I'll make a decision. I'll gather information. So very few times are we going to be put in life or death situations. We ain't back in the Stone Ages where a saber-toothed tiger might just jump off a cliff or something and just grab me on my neck or something. No, that's not happening. I gotta fight. No, that's not happening. Even if I got bit by a scorpion, which I have out here, that shit hurt like hell. Come on, camera. Come on. Hey, get focused. What are you doing? Come on, camera. Come on, man. Why are you out of focus? Oh, come on. Stop it. You're supposed to autofocus, camera. All right. In the future, I'm going to invest in a cameraman because I'm going to cut out this nonsense. Camera on, he's got a mind of his own. Don't want to stay focused. All right. So take a moment to make decisions. Because at the beginning, you're dealing with a lot of feelings and emotions. I don't care what it is. Feelings and emotions are taking over. But you have to stay in your right mind so that you can make those decisions. And if you think about it just for a moment, you'll realize that I don't have to make a decision right now. Even though when somebody says, man, you need to make a decision right now, I'm like, really? If it isn't life or death, you don't have to make a decision right now, regardless when anyone else. And usually from what I've learned, if somebody tells me, man, you need to make a decision on that right now. If you look just real quick, if you go, you know what? I'll make a decision. Other than that, you just be like, nah, deuces, I'll pass. And you'll be fine. You'll really be fine. Now, the reason why I brought that up is because I go back to one of the other videos where I talked about where there were 3 specific moments in my life when I signed my baseball contract, after my second surgery, and then when I left the game of baseball. I made those decisions probably under duress. And then I didn't come up with a good decision. Didn't come to a good decision with signing the contract. I didn't ask myself why. When I had the surgery, I started bitching and moaning and complaining and feeling sorry for myself. Why me? Made bad decisions after that. Then when I left the game of baseball, I didn't ask myself, Carlton, what do you want to do and why do you want to do it? And whatever that is you come up with, do you see yourself being that person? Now, camera, man, come on. Focus. What is going on with the, what? Come on, man. Oh, you're killing me. Let's hurry and get through this video because you just, I think I need to get right here so you'll be in, oh my goodness. All right. So one of the things that comes to mind was when I came out of the surgery, I was laying in the bed and I had all these tubes, and as I came to, I was crying again. I was like, why me? But then I asked the nurse, I said, can you explain to me why I got all these things? And she said, okay, well, you've got this one thing in your arm. It's just regulating your vitals and all the other stuff here. And then we got on the other arm because you had surgery. It's draining the blood, and so the arm can come get back to normal quickly. And then you have this other device over here. This is it's pain management. It's morphine. You can hit it and it'll give you a certain amount every, I don't know how many, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever the regulation was, that was the machine. And it said, use it when you feel pain. And I was scared because at that particular time, what sat in my mind was how Richard Pryor lit himself on fire, went to the hospital with all these burns. He was in so much pain, they were giving him probably Vicodin, Demerol, morphine, whatever they were giving him, he got addicted. Not only was he already addicted to crack, freebasing crack cocaine, then he got addicted to prescription drug. So I was like, oh, no. I said, I'm not using that stuff. I said, I'll endure the pain. Man, that night, my arm hurt so bad. I was like, literally, I wanted to cut that arm off. If that was going to make my arm stop from hurting, I would say, cut this thing off. So I said, okay, I'm going to hit this button and, just this one time, get the pain. Man, I hit that morphine button. I felt that medicine go into my right arm, and it felt cold. And then I felt it go up my arm, and I felt it go across my body. With the, as my heart was pumping, I felt it poof, poof, poof. And I felt it going across my body. And it was almost like it knew exactly where it was going. And it went right to the pain in my arm, and it was gone. I lay back there, and my head just kind of sunk in the pillow like, oh, that felt so good. And I was like, oh, shit. And I came out of it, and I was like, oh, my goodness. So then I hit the other button, called the nurse back over. She comes into the room. She said, how you doing, Mr. Hamilton? I see you're up and about and all. So can I help you with anything? I said, can you unhook me from this morphine? And she said, is there something wrong, Mr. Hamilton? I said, yeah. I said, I do not want to be hooked up to anything that feels that good and kills the pain that quickly. I was absolutely terrified because I did not want to get hooked on some drug while I come out of the hospital, and now I'm like some of these Army vets with limbs and everything, and they have to and just endure the sight of seeing, their legs chopped off and then the pain associated with that. No. She unhooked me from that, and I mean, it was terrible. The pain was horrible. But I was just like, nope, I'm going to endure this. And I didn't know what type of pain tolerance I had, but whatever I had, boy, it was pretty high. And so I use that as an example as far as just as I was in that room, that is not the time that you make decisions on how you're going to make your next move. I was so out of it. I mean, I'm crying. I'm just thinking my career is over. And my first decision was, why me? Now, had I just said, you know what, Carlton? You're not at your best right now. You're doped up on medication. You just came out of surgery. This is your second surgery. So now you had to cut short your year twice. This happened in the same year. First surgery was in April. The second surgery was in September. So I was clearly not in my right mind. So I didn't know what was happening with the rest of my career, nothing. I needed to go home, lay on my mom's couch, clear my mind, talk to some people, really see exactly what my body was looking like, what were my options. I ended up getting traded later from the Chicago Cubs to the Baltimore Orioles. It was just a mess of a winter. So I needed to really be in a good space. As I say this before, you don't want to make decisions on stuff when you're emotional or whatever. It never works itself out. Always take as much time as you can to make decisions. And again, I'll say this again. You can look at a situation. If it doesn't mean for you to physically go running off somewhere, then you're not in imminent danger. If you're looking at your financial statements and you're about to take a loss or some business about to go under, that's a paper loss. Okay? You can get yourself, as long as you got your physical health, some animal is not chasing you or somebody isn't pointing a gun to your head, you're good. You're absolutely good. And you have some time to make some choices. Again, I use the example of business. If you're about to have a loss on the business side that has to do with paper, you can sit there and just pull your hand on your chin and go, you know what? This business is about to go under. So what am I going to do? Do I need to sell some stuff? My living. You can then think about it. You can meditate for a second and go, all right, we're about to go through a tough time. Okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to envision what we're going to look like beyond that tough time. But I will also remember that each and every day I got to come back to today and work this out. But my vision is going to see, and my faith is letting me know that this hard work that I'm going to be putting in every day, it's going to look like something better on the other side. Now, you see the conversation I'm having with myself, how logical and unemotional that is. I'm saying, yep, I recognize the now that I'm in a shitty situation. But I also know that I have the mindset to put a picture in place of everything that I did wrong, that I'm going to correct it moving forward. And I'm going to learn from every mistake that I made here. So now I'm going to take all of that new knowledge, become a new person, have a new business, a new life, a new relationship, and it's going to be better. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to be at some restaurant. We're going to be toasting on how messed up this was, but we're going to celebrate. We're going to have a great time, and we're going to look at this and go, yeah, this was just a moment in time. See how that is? See how I'm able to do that? But again, you must remember that work needs to be done now. You can set the tracks in place, just railroad tracks, just follow them to the destination. But you still must put some speed some momentum to get there and do the work necessary every day. All right. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Now, here's the challenge. And this is the final challenge for chapter 8. First of all, ask yourself the 3 questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And can you see in your mind a powerful enough image of what that life is going to look like when you reach your destination? Okay? Stressing the why, making sure that you have a powerful enough why that takes you through to see what it is that you want to do. All right. Now, with that in mind, understand that when you take a moment as far as making those decisions, you're now taking a conscious, deliberate, intentional interest in where you are. And those decisions create your life. All right. Again, I say stay in, I'm bringing this up new. Stay in the future, which is the things that you're creating, but act in the now. Stay in the future, but act in the now. All right. So that's your challenge for today. And the last thing is, I challenge you to make sure that you are ending your day properly and beginning your day properly. What I mean by that is, right when you go to bed, make sure that you are very deliberate and intentional as to how you're talking to yourself before you go to sleep. Make sure it is very positive in how you either saw your day or what you're going to be doing going into tomorrow. And then when you wake up, make sure that before you get to anything and turn on anything, that you are either saying something to yourself or allowing yourself to listen to something that is very empowering, inspiring about you and your day. All right? This is Carlton Hamilton. This is Plan Your Greatness. And I'm going to say this again. Plan your greatness. Why? Because no one else will. All right? See y'all next time.